Welcome to Stoic Habit Builder, the place where ancient wisdom meets modern life. Here we don't just talk about philosophy, we practice it. Together, we learn how to rise above chaos, turn obstacles into opportunities, and build habits that make us unshakable. If you're ready to grow stronger, calmer, and more resilient every single day, then you're in the right place. What if I told you that the greatest force shaping your life isn't your bank account, your natural talent, or even the opportunities that come your way? It's something far more powerful, something hidden in plain sight, your own mind. Think about it. Every single day, your thoughts are building you up or tearing you down. They determine the way you see the world, the way you respond to challenges, and ultimately, the direction your life takes. And here's the thing. Most people never fully realize this. They spend years chasing money, recognition, or success without ever mastering the one thing that influences all of it, their mindset. The ancient Stoics understood this better than anyone. They taught that we cannot control what happens to us. Life will always throw chaos, loss, and obstacles our way, but we can always control how we respond. And that one truth changes everything. Let me ask you, how many times have you caught yourself saying, "If only I had more money. If only I had better luck. If only things were different, then I'd finally be happy"? The Stoics would tell you, you're looking in the wrong place. Happiness, strength, and resilience don't come from the outside. They come from the inside, from the fortress of your own mind. That's why today we're diving into the secrets of mental strength, how mastering your mind can transform your entire life. I know some of you may feel skeptical right now. You might be thinking, can changing my thoughts really change my reality? And I get it. It sounds almost too simple. But stay with me, because once you understand how your mind shapes your world, you'll realize you already hold the power you've been searching for. Imagine this. Two people go through the exact same setback. Maybe they lose their job or face a painful breakup. One person falls apart, spiraling into bitterness and despair. The other grows stronger, finding clarity, resilience, and even new opportunities. What's the difference? Not the event itself, but the way they chose to think about it. That's the heart of Stoic wisdom. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to unlock that same power within yourself. Because when you master your mind, you master your life. 1. The power of thoughts and the inner citadel. Every single day, your brain produces around 70,000 thoughts. 70,000. Think about that for a moment. That's like a constant storm of voices, images, and judgments running through your mind, shaping how you feel, what you decide, and ultimately the direction your life takes. And here's the catch. Most of those thoughts aren't even conscious. They slip in quietly, influencing your emotions, your mood, your choices, without you even realizing it. The Stoics understood this long before modern psychology confirmed it. They taught that it's not events themselves that disturb us. It's our judgments about them. In other words, it's not what happens to you that matters most, but how you interpret it. A single thought, especially a negative one, has the power to set the tone for your entire day. Imagine waking up and the first thought that crosses your mind is, "I can't handle today." That single judgment can color every interaction, every decision, until by evening, you've lived out the prophecy you created in the morning. But here's the good news. You are not powerless in this process. You don't have to accept every thought that comes knocking at your door. The Stoics gave us a powerful image to understand this. The inner citadel. Picture your mind as a fortress with strong walls. Life happens outside those walls. People criticize, challenges appear, chaos unfolds. But inside the fortress, you are sovereign. You decide which thoughts are allowed to enter and which must be turned away. This is not about suppressing negative thoughts or pretending everything is fine. It's about becoming the guardian of your own mind. When a thought arises, "I'm not good enough," or "this is hopeless," you pause. You observe it. You ask yourself, is this thought true? Is it useful? Does it help me live the life I want to live? If the answer is no, you let it go. You refuse to let it command your emotions and decisions. By practicing this discipline, You reclaim energy that was once wasted on worry, anger, or fear, and redirect it toward what you can actually control. Think of how liberating that is. Instead of being dragged around by every passing thought, you choose where your mind rests. You focus on building, not breaking. The truth is, your thoughts are not just background noise. They are the architects of your destiny. Guard your inner citadel, and you guard the quality of your life. The adversity as opportunity adversity. Just the word itself can make us tighten up. Nobody wakes up hoping for problems, setbacks, or disappointments. And yet, the truth is this: adversity is not just a part of life. It is the training ground of life. Without it, we don't grow. Without it, our character remains untested, unshaped, and unrefined. The Stoics knew this deeply. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, once wrote, "The obstacle to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Think about that for a second. The very thing you see as blocking your path may in fact be the path itself, the doorway to growth you didn't know you needed. Every challenge carries a hidden opportunity. Losing a job isn't just about financial strain. It can be the moment you step back, reevaluate your path, and finally pursue the career that truly fulfills you. Dealing with a difficult person isn't just about frustration. It's a chance to practice patience, empathy, and self-control. Even daily inconveniences, a traffic jam, a delayed flight, a broken appliance, these moments test whether we are ruled by anger or whether we can remain calm and adaptable. Here's the paradox: growth never happens in the comfort zone. Just like a muscle only strengthens when it's placed under stress, your mind, your character, your resilience, they all develop when life presses against you. That pressure isn't punishment, it's preparation. And the Stoics didn't just tell us to accept adversity. They went further. They told us to welcome it. Why? Because adversity is the furnace in which courage, patience, and wisdom are forged. Every setback is an invitation to rise stronger. Every obstacle is a test of the values you claim to hold. Ask yourself this: what if the very problem you're facing right now is not here to break you, but to build you? What if it's shaping you into the kind of person who can handle more, give more, and live more fully? The next time life throws a curveball, instead of asking, "Why me?" try asking, "What can this teach me? How can this make me stronger?" That shift in perspective changes everything. You stop seeing adversity as an enemy and start seeing it as an ally, one that sharpens you, prepares you, and moves you closer to the best version of yourself. Remember this: life's challenges are not detours. They are the path itself. 3. Self-discipline, the core of a purposeful life. If there is one trait that separates those who merely drift through life from those who live with clarity and purpose, it is self-discipline. The Stoics believed discipline was not just a tool, it was the foundation of freedom. Because without it, you don't control your life. Your impulses do. Self-discipline is about choosing the long-term good over the short-term thrill. It's resisting the urge for fleeting comfort in order to build lasting strength. Imagine the small choices you face every day. Do you hit the snooze button? Or do you rise early to move your body and sharpen your mind? Do you reach for fast food because it's convenient? Or do you nourish yourself with what truly fuels you? Do you lose another evening to endless scrolling and TV shows? Or do you invest that time in the project, the skill, the dream that could change your future? Each of these decisions may feel tiny in the moment, but together they form habits. And habits shape destiny. A disciplined morning becomes a disciplined day. A disciplined day becomes a disciplined life. But discipline is not only about action, it's also about thought and emotion. It's about refusing to let anger dictate your response. It's about training your mind to focus on what truly matters, instead of being dragged into distraction or negativity. It is about asking yourself in every situation, does this serve the life I want to build, or does it take me further from it? And there's one more truth the Stoics remind us of. Time is finite. Every wasted hour is gone forever. That S why discipline is not about harsh self-denial. It's about protecting your most precious resource, your life itself. When you practice discipline, you're not saying no to pleasure. You're saying yes to your values, your goals, your best future. So let me ask you this. What would your life look like if you committed to just one discipline today? Waking up earlier, exercising your body, feeding your mind, guarding your time. How much stronger, calmer, more focused could you be a year from now if you started with one small disciplined choice today? Self-discipline is not punishment. It is power. It is the path that turns good intentions into lasting change. And if you want a life of meaning, of impact, of fulfillment, this is where it begins. Because the truth is simple. Without discipline, life drifts. With discipline, life transforms. 4. Vision beyond circumstances. When life gets tough, when the world throws obstacles in your path, there's one thing that separates those who rise above from those who crumble. Vision. Not just goals written on paper, but a deep understanding of what your life could be, of what you're truly capable of achieving. The Stoics taught us that circumstances are never fully in our control, but our vision is. Your vision is like an inner compass, a guiding star that remains steady no matter how stormy the sea becomes. It's not about avoiding challenges. It's about knowing where you're headed and refusing to lose sight of that destination. Think about this. Do you know exactly what you want, why it matters, and the path you're willing to take to reach it? Clarity is power. When you know your why, you can endure almost any how. That's why vision is more than a dream. It's a commitment. Let me give you an example. Imagine someone who chooses a career that aligns with their deepest passion. They might face long nights, financial struggles, or even skepticism from others, but because their vision is strong, they endure. Or consider someone who commits to healthy habits, not because it's easy, but because they see themselves living long, vibrant years ahead, enjoying life with strength and energy. And vision is not only about success, it's about relationships too. A vision for meaningful connections, where both people grow, support, and challenge each other to become better. Sometimes this vision means walking away from what's comfortable, or standing strong in the face of criticism, or even isolation. But the Stoics remind us, when your inner compass is clear, no amount of noise from the outside can throw you off course. Here's the truth. Without vision, even the smallest obstacles can feel overwhelming. But with vision, even the hardest struggles become purposeful. Suddenly, the daily grind, your work, your habits, your choices, stops being meaningless. Every small step becomes part of a larger picture. So let me ask you, what is your guiding vision? What is the picture of the life you refuse to give up on, no matter what stands in your way? Hold on to it, sharpen it, commit to it, because when your vision is clear, you can endure the storms, rise above the doubts, and live a life that is not only successful, but deeply meaningful. Vision is not about seeing the world as it is. It's about seeing what it could be, and refusing to let go of that truth. 5. Overcoming challenges with inner strength. Every challenge you face in life is not just a problem, it's a test. A test of your wisdom, your courage, your sense of justice, and your self-control. The Stoics believe that trials aren't here to break us, but to shape us, to reveal the strength we often forget we have. Think about a career setback. Maybe you lost a job or a promotion slipped through your fingers. It feels like failure, doesn't it? But from a Stoic perspective, this isn't the end. It's a test of your wisdom and courage. Will you let bitterness consume you? Or will you step back, reflect, and use this as fuel to move forward with clarity and purpose? The Stoic approach is simple but powerful. Pause, reflect, and respond in alignment with your values. Instead of reacting out of anger or fear, you choose to act with integrity. Maybe you seek guidance from a mentor, or maybe you simply hold on to an optimistic spirit that refuses to quit. Either way, you rise, not because the storm is easy, but because your foundation is strong. Resilience, after all, isn't just about bouncing back to where you were. It's about coming back stronger than before. Like a muscle, your spirit grows under pressure. The more weight it carries, the more it develops. Every obstacle becomes resistance training for your character. Here's the truth. Life will test you. You will face rejection, loss, criticism, even betrayal. But the question is not, will these things happen? Because they will. The real question is, how will you respond? Will you allow the hardship to define you, or will you define yourself through the way you handle it? The Stoics remind us that trials refine us. Every setback is a forge, and you are the iron. The fire may be hot, the hammer may strike hard, but what emerges is not weakness, it's strength, resilience, and unshakable character. So, the next time you feel weighed down by life, ask yourself, what virtue is this challenge calling me to practice? Is it courage, patience, self-control? Every challenge is an invitation to grow. And remember, just as muscles only grow when pushed beyond comfort, your spirit expands when life stretches you beyond your limits. Embrace it. Rise from it. Because in overcoming trials, you don't just survive, you become unbreakable. 6. Practicing resilience. Resilience is not something we're simply born with. It's something we build, one choice at a time. The Stoics taught us that while we cannot control what happens to us, we can control how we interpret and respond to it. That's where resilience begins, in the way we choose to see the world. Imagine this. Instead of seeing obstacles as roadblocks, what if you viewed them as stepping stones? A difficult challenge at work isn't just stress. It's an opportunity to sharpen your skills. A personal loss isn't just pain. It's a chance to deepen your compassion and strength. When you reframe challenges as opportunities to grow, you stop asking, "Why me?" and start asking, "What can I learn from this?" But resilience isn't only about mindset. It's about taking care of yourself, body and mind. Think about it. When you're exhausted, undernourished, or running on little sleep, the smallest problem can feel overwhelming. But when you move your body, eat nourishing food, and rest deeply, you build an inner reserve of energy that makes challenges easier to handle. Equally important are the habits of the mind. Meditation, journaling, even reading philosophy. These aren't luxuries. They are tools for keeping your mind calm and centered. When life shakes you, these practices anchor you. They remind you of what truly matters and prevent you from being swept away by fear or anger. And don't forget direction. Setting clear goals is like giving your resilience a compass. When you know where you're headed, setbacks don't feel like dead ends. They feel like detours. You still move forward because you know your why. But no one is meant to walk this path alone. Surround yourself with a community that uplifts you, people who remind you of your strength when you forget it. Share your struggles, learn from others, and allow their encouragement to fuel your resilience. Finally, practice gratitude. It's easy to focus on what's going wrong, but resilience grows when you shift your gaze to what's still good. Gratitude doesn't erase pain, but it balances it. It reminds you that even in darkness, there is light worth holding on to. So, resilience is not just bouncing back. It's reframing, nourishing, grounding, aiming, connecting, and appreciating. And when you live this way, challenges no longer just test you, they transform you. 7. Living fully in the present moment. One of the greatest gifts the Stoics left us is this. Life is lived only in this very moment. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, right now. Yet how often do we spend our days lost in regret about the past or worry about the future? We replay old mistakes, or we try to control outcomes that haven't even arrived. And in doing so, we miss the only time we actually have, the present. Think about it. How many times have you been with your loved ones, but your mind was somewhere else, stuck on emails, bills, or what could go wrong tomorrow? Those moments slip away forever. The Stoics remind us, do not live as if you had 1,000 years. Live today. Living in the present doesn't mean ignoring the past or neglecting the future. It means using them wisely. The past is a teacher, but it should not chain you down. The future is a direction, but it should not steal your peace. The present moment, that's where your power lies. So how do we practice this? Start by slowing down. Notice the small things you often overlook, the warmth of sunlight on your skin, the sound of laughter, the taste of a simple meal. These details may seem small, but they are life itself. Breathing deeply is another powerful anchor. Whenever your mind starts racing, just pause and return to your breath. It's a reminder. I am here. I am alive. And this moment matters. Living fully also means giving your best attention to whatever you're doing. If you're working, work with focus. If you're resting, rest without guilt. If you're with someone you love, be fully there. This kind of presence not only deepens your joy, but it also strengthens your relationships. And here's something to remember. None of us knows how many moments we have left. This isn't meant to scare you, but to awaken you. When you understand the fragility of life, you stop postponing your happiness. You stop waiting for the perfect time, and you start living now. The Stoics believe that every day is a gift, so don't waste it in distraction, complaint, or fear. Instead, step into the present with gratitude, awareness, and courage. Because when you truly live in the moment, you don't just add days to your life, you add life to your days. Every challenge you face in life is not just an obstacle, it is an invitation to grow stronger, to become wiser, to rise above the very circumstances that once held you down. This is the heart of resilience, and it is the essence of the Stoic way of living. Think about it. Every storm you've weathered, every setback you've survived, they didn't just test you, they shaped you. The struggles you thought might break you have already proven that you are unbreakable. And what Stoicism reminds us is this: life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. Each difficulty carries within it the seed of strength, the seed of wisdom, if only you choose to see it that way. That's why resilience is not just about bouncing back, it's about bouncing forward, about taking the lessons from pain, loss, or failure, and using them as stepping stones to build a stronger, more grounded version of yourself. Imagine what would change if you started looking at every challenge, not as a punishment, but as a path to greatness. How would you live differently if you truly believed that nothing in life is wasted, not even your hardest days? Stoic philosophy teaches us to transform obstacles into opportunities, to see failure not as the end, but as the beginning of something new. It tells us that the measure of a person is not whether life is easy, but whether they continue to stand tall when life gets hard. And you right now have that same power within you. So, let this not be the end of today's lesson, but the beginning of a new chapter for you. A chapter where you actively cultivate resilience and virtue, not just in theory, but in practice, in the way you speak, the way you act, the way you face whatever tomorrow brings. Because at the end of the day, Stoicism is not about reading words on a page, it's about living them. And here's my invitation to you. Don't walk this path alone. We are a community, a brotherhood and sisterhood of people committed to living stronger, wiser, and more meaningful lives. Together, we can turn adversity into advantage, and setbacks into fuel for growth. So, let's keep walking this journey, side by side, day by day, building lives of resilience, courage, and unshakable strength. Because in the end, a Stoic life is not just about surviving the storm. It's about becoming the storm, calm, powerful, and unstoppable.